Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Kodesh, double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushua, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akali, and I'm from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is about the Bible prophecy of America's allies turning against her and destroying her, all right, which will happen at the end of World War III. World War III is also a part of Bible prophecy, right? And at the start of World War III, okay, what's going to happen is that America and her allies are going to fight against their enemies, right? Which includes Russia and her allies. Russia's allies includes Iran. It will also include the so-called African nations, and it will also actually include Turkey, right? Which is currently one of America's allies, okay? So that relationship is going to deteriorate to where Turkey fully joins Russia and her allies. Okay, now this video right here from the elder GMS Vegas Sit Downs 144K. Okay, it says Amalek has the beast divided against the horror over Palestine. He is at his end, right? The end of the rulership of the Edomites, whose forefathers Esau, the so-called white man. All right, they are the wicked and they rule this kingdom today. Okay. And their kingdom has an end, as it says in the book of Job, that his bounds are appointed that he cannot pass, to paraphrase, right? And he's also in that little season spoken about in Revelation chapter 20, right? So he's at his end, okay? And Amalek refers to the head tribe of Esau, they call themselves Jewish, right? So what you know as Jewish people, that's the head tribe of Esau, which is Amalek, has the beast divided against the horror over Palestine. Now the beast is referring to NATO, and the horror is referring to America, right? So I saw the title really of the elders video, and I just went ahead, and I haven't watched it as yet, to be honest. I went ahead and did my own research very quickly. It's the kind of topic that I really dive into. So yeah. But first, let's go to Revelation chapter 17 really quickly. In Revelation chapter 17, right, we will start at verse 3. Okay. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet covered beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So John saw a woman upon a beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, all right? We know that this beast represents NATO, right? And it says full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads, and those 7 heads of NATO represent the Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the British, and Germania Minor and Germania Major, all right? And the 10 horns refers to the European Union, okay? And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication, right? So America, I mean, you've lived in this world, right? Everyone has glorified America. America has been glorified as that place to be, that place to live at, all of these things, but still it is full of all kinds of wickedness and witchcraft and vile things, okay? And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So Mystery Babylon is known as America, all right? And I actually just saw a video earlier that you have some people that, are teaching that Mystery Babylon the Great is America now. I'm talking about people that aren't Hebrew Israelites, in whatever doctrine they're in or a part of, right? So yeah, man. So that's what the elder's referring to when he said it here. Now, the main point of the title, I'll say, is that, as you can see, it says Ireland, Norway, and Spain recognize Palestine as independent state. Okay, now we look out for this because of the Bible prophecy stated in Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. And it says, and the 10 horns, which is the European Union, which thou sawest upon the beast, which is NATO, thee shall hate the whore, which is America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay, so burn her with fire means that America's own allies, NATO and the EU members, will shoot missiles at America. America will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. All right, you can read about that in Revelation chapter 18. All right, and various other parts within the scriptures, the destruction of America. Okay, so she will be attacked by her allies and her enemies. But also before that, it says, and shall eat her flesh. And what does and shall eat her flesh mean? It means that America's own allies over time will weaken her. All right, weaken her position, I guess one could say, on the world stage, right? They will weaken America over time by doing things that are unfavorable to America, right? America needs certain things, her allies to be standing with her, but when her allies aren't standing with her and are kind of wishy-washy, going to the left, going to the right, very double-minded, that affects America and her position. It makes her look weaker. All right. So her allies are eating away at her flesh. You can even visualize it, right? You can visualize like this beast, and you have all of these other little beasts around, right? You have the top beast and the rest of the beasts, and then these other little beasts are just clawing away and tearing away at this one beast, weakening it over time. Just a visual representation. But going to the Google and looking for information regarding this, I found this right here. I went to RT, found this information from RT. So the state of Israel restricts Spanish consulate services to West Bank. FM Israel Cat says the measure is in response to a call to liberate Palestine from the river to the sea. The state of Israel has banned Spain's consulate in Jerusalem from providing services to Palestinians from the West Bank. So this article right here, as the elder titled, Amalek, head tribe of Esau, has NATO divided against America over Palestine, right? So the state of Israel, they have a lot of power. The head tribe of Esau, Edom, has a lot of power. And America is at the beck and call of them. You can see that. America's always coming to the very quick defense of the Israelis, the tribe of Amalek, right? And so what is happening is that because of things that the state of Israel is doing, it's making America's own allies look at it and they're uncomfortable. They don't want to do this, okay? And so that is them, turning away from America and the state of Israel, really, okay? And so the state of Israel is like, they're going to ban Spain's consulate to Jerusalem services to Palestinians from the West Bank. Foreign Minister Israel Katz has announced. He said the move was in retaliation for a recent anti-S comment by Spanish Deputy Prime Minister Yolanda Diaz. Now, Spain is a part of NATO right here, okay? 32 states of NATO. Spain is a part of it. And the relationship between like America and Spain, America and France, America and Germany has been deteriorating little by little over these years. Okay, so going back to this, in a video address on Wednesday, Diaz commented on Madrid's decision to recognize the state of Palestine on May 28, saying Palestine will be free from the river to the sea, a slogan used by Palestinian militant groups and pro-Palestinian activists worldwide. Critics consider it to be anti-S. Only the Edomites who are pushing the narrative that it is anti-S believes that it is anti-S, by the way. Okay. In a coordinated policy change, the governments of Ireland and Norway also pledged formal recognition of Palestine next Tuesday. So you can see how America and her ally, the State of Israel, are against this situation, but you have their own allies, which consists of Spain, Ireland, and Norway, being like, no, we recognize Palestine. There's no unity right there between the Edomites. And so Norway is a part of the European Union, right? I had to Google it. It's a part of the European Union, okay? Ireland is one of the four members of, right. So it's not a part of NATO, it's a part of the EU, but the scripture says 10 horns and the beast, so European Union and NATO. All right. So that's going on right there. So they're upset about, so what is the state of Israel doing? They are putting, I guess, is this the proper word, sanctions on Spain, right? And Spain's not going to like that, right? So they're standing on the other side. And so let's go to the next article, okay? Because that shows you the tension right there. We have this one. Today's what, May 24th? All right, so this one was posted today. NATO preparing for war with Russia. All right, so we do know that they will in fact be going to war because in Revelation chapter 14 and verse 11. No, 11 and 14. The second war is past, which is the Second World War, and the third war cometh quickly, which is World War III. All right, so we know that these powers will be going to battle. All right, it's a part of biblical prophecy, and it says Hungary is reassessing its role within the bloc as it has no wish to take part in a conflict against Moscow, the PM has said. So see, look at this right here. Hungary doesn't want any conflict with Moscow. Now let's see where Hungary falls. Hungary is a part of NATO. So here it is, another NATO member doesn't want conflict against the enemy of America. All right, so you can just imagine the head female in charge, the head one in charge, America. She's sitting at the head of the table, and you have all the other countries sitting there, and they're like looking at her like, yeah, we tired of like all of this. We're gonna be doing our own thing. Okay. Hungary is re-evaluating its role in NATO as it has no intention of taking part in actions that could involve member states in the Ukraine conflict and lead to a direct clash with Russia. All right, speaking on local radio, Orban stated that his country has already been relegated to the role of a non-participant within the US-led military bloc due to its stance on Ukraine. Okay, well, rest in peace to that relationship, between Hungary and the United States. Because imagine having your allies and you're trying to do this thing and your allies are like, yeah, we're standing with the other side. That is like treason, And Budapest is now working on legal ways to retain its membership, but reserve the right to abstain from joining NATO operations it disagrees with. Wow, this is actually quite serious. Hungary's position must be redefined. Our lawyers and officials are working on ways to allow Hungary to continue to exist as a NATO member without participating in NATO activities outside the bloc's territory. You know how life works. Life don't work like that. You can never really be a part of something unless you actively participate within it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be a part of something and reaping the benefits of it without actually taking to action, right? So that's not how life works. According to the Prime Minister, there are alarming similarities between the emotionally charged media publications and statements by Western politicians regarding the Ukraine conflict and the atmosphere preceding the First and Second World War. Well, you know what is coming, all right? What is happening today in Brussels and Washington looks like warming up for a possible direct military conflict. We can safely call it the preparation of Europe's entry into the war, Orban said, adding that there are working groups within NATO that are assessing the best ways for the bloc to further boost its participation in the conflict. He warned that the end result of these actions could be a direct conflict between the EU, NATO, and Russia, a grim prospect as the world would involve nuclear powers indeed. And this is where it's all heading towards. This is actually a very beautiful article. I didn't even read it beforehand. I have a tendency to not read it beforehand so that you get a genuine response. Okay, but this is very Yapa, and it just goes back to the title. E is at his end. E is truly at his end, man. And there's no harmony between the Edomites. Let's take a look at the Edomites in their Edomite kingdom. All right, you have three, I would say, superpower Edomites. Maybe, I don't know if maybe not three, but let's just name them. You have the American Edomites, you have the European Edomites, you have the Russian Edomites, and you have the Israeli Edomites. All right, you have four groups of Edomites, right? Three of those groups are together, the Israeli Edomites, the American Edomites, and the European Edomites. They are supposedly against the Russian Edomites, right? But now you have tension between the European Edomites and the Israeli Edomites, and then the American Edomites. So it's all just a mess, okay? And the scriptures say it, okay? In Mark chapter 3 and verse 26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but hath an end. And Satan is referring to Esau, Edom right here. Okay. Satan has an end. All right. A kingdom that has no harmony among itself cannot stand. Look at what's happened to the kingdom of Israel. Unless the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom are in harmony, then it cannot work. And so this is the same thing here. You have all of these Edomite powers against each other. And then you have even the Russian Edomites, all right, they've recruited the heathen to fight with them, to join them in this World War III situation, all right? But all of it is in the works. All of it shall happen. But first, before World War III can happen, yeah, which also comes the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel and the destruction of America, right? The return of Yahushai as well, most importantly. The mark of the beast prophecy has to be fulfilled, which is the market chip. It has to be made mandatory worldwide. The hour of temptation spoken about in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10 has to come to pass. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 and 17 and 18 have to come to pass. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15 as well. Okay, everything regarding the mark of the beast prophecy must come to pass. Of course, except for that Revelation chapter 15 and verse 2, which is the salvation of those, right? That is when Yahushua returns. Okay? But these are the times that we're in. And it shall end in nuclear powers. And I want to get one more precept. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And that's going to be the end of the rulership of the Edomites. Okay? So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yeshua, B'Shem Kal Kodesh. Shalom.